Welcome to Meet the Dillweed Society Film Podcast.
What's your name? Say your name.
No, hold up. My name is Max, and my favorite film is Vertigo.
Hello, my name is Isabella, and my favorite movie is The Price of Everything. I think I said Jurassic Park last time. What's crazy is I saw Jurassic Park, like, for the 30th. I think it was the 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary at Wolf Trap with the live symphony orchestra. Like, I saw it Saturday. Yeah, Saturday I did. It was pretty cool.
That's so cool. Oh
Yeah.
my god. And they had like the whole orchestra section playing the, like...
What's interesting about Jurassic Park is, like, with films nowadays, there's music almost every scene, like, just at least, like, lower music, like, you know, like, soft music. But with Spielberg movies, you don't really have that. There's a lot of silence, which I think we'll talk about here. I know it's not a Spielberg movie, but the original was a Spielberg film.
But don't Spielberg films also have... They were, like, doing the start of the, like, the musical Sting. Like, it would
I don't know
something
if it was
would
the
happen,
start,
and
but
it would
yeah,
just
I guess.
be like a little...
There's very famous, like, riffs
Yeah.
in Spielberg movies and John Williams movies. You know what's been stuck in my head?
What?
Bum 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 bum. Yeah, and also with that, okay, it's like that, and to me that sounds exactly like the Incredibles theme, which is like
It does.
ba-da-ba-ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-da, bum 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 bum. But I just rewatched all of the Mission Impossibles in preparation for seeing the new one. I didn't see Barbenheimer. What I did see was Mission Impossibarb. So.
Oh yeah. Do you think that that's
Mission
better?
Impossible, how you call it?
Mission Impossible.
I think Mission Impossibarb is better.
Mission Impossible is perfect. It's way better. So how did they feed into each other? Because when I saw Barbenheimer, I felt like they really fed into each other, and I was thinking about both of them in conversation with each other when I left. Do you feel like Mission Impossible had the same thing?
A little bit. It was more of just like action and fun, I guess. Like we went to see Mission Impossible, and I don't know who's listening to this, but I work at a movie theater, so I get free tickets. So we saw Mission Impossible in 4DX, and then we were like, if we can get tickets, because Barbie has been sold out every showing, so we got tickets for like a 9:35 show like afterwards, and we were seated in like the second row. And I was like, okay, well, if we can get tickets, we'll go. And so then we ended up just going, like, on a whim. And, like, I was not tired. Like, Mission Impossible is, like, nearly a 3-hour-long movie. And Barbie, I guess, is 2 hours. But, like, it didn't feel like anything to me. I mean, time-wise. Like, I was so engrossed in the whole thing. So, I don't know. I think there are some characters in Mission Impossible that I was, like, relating in my head a little bit to the themes of Barbie. But... we are not talking about Barbenheimer at all today. Not even Mission Impossible. But in terms of, like, franchises...
The Lord of the Rings.
No.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, wrong.
What?
It's the Indiana Jones.
We're talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny today.
Yeah.
And I have a synopsis for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Finding himself in a new era, approaching retirement, Indy wrestles with fitting into a world that seems to have outgrown him. But as the tentacles of an all-too-familiar evil return in the form of an old rival, Indy must don his hat and pick up his whip once more to make sure an ancient and powerful artifact doesn't fall into the wrong hands. That's so long. It's a good synopsis, I think, though. It keeps in theme with, like, the originals.
Yeah.
Okay, overall thoughts. I need to know your thoughts, because we watched this, like, weeks ago.
I just think...
Boo. You hate fun. You hate fun.
I don't hate fun.
It.
Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do hate fun. You know? I felt like it was so derivative, and it was such a safe pitch. It was not interesting to me at all. Okay,
well, I need to know your thoughts on, like, the originals, because for me personally, I had a blast in this movie. Like... and I am not an Indiana Jones fan, and it's probably because I don't like Harrison Ford, like, as a young guy. I don't like his, like, quippy, like, weird nature. I don't like it.
Oh, but he's in this one.
But in this one, though, he has so much more humility because of how old he is. And I really feel like the plot of, like, his plot in this movie made me like his character a lot more. Overall thoughts from me, I really liked it. What do you think of Indiana Jones in general, though?
I liked some Indiana Jones movies. I liked the first one.
The third one is the best.
The first and the third, and this one I like better than Crystal Skull, and I like better than the Temple of Doom.
Whatever one came out with, like, Shia LaBeouf in it. It was like 2008.
Crystal Skull. So it goes Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that's Indiana Jones 1.
Then it was
and then Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Oh, that one's the really racist one.
I mean, yes. I'm trying
in
to
my
think.
head,
I'm pretty
it's
sure
like,
there's racism in every single one. But let me just roll through my mental image
it's
of the
Raiders,
Indiana Jones movies.
It's Raiders, racist, dad problems.
Shia LaBeouf.
Son
problems.
And this one.
Raiders, racist, dad problems, son problems, wife problems.
No, it's not wife problems in this one. No.
It is wife problems.
No, and then the last one's aging.
He is getting old for sure.
That is the entire plot. That is the entire plot.
No, the entire plot is like chasing around. It's like National Treasure 2.
I never realized until recently how many films are just like National Treasure.
Like
Mission
they're both
Impossible.
Chasing.
Mission Impossible is also like National Treasure. We gotta kidnap the president.
No, because it's all like National Treasure 2 was the first one that did the like we're chasing after the treasure and we're smarter than them, but they just keep stealing all the secrets that we find out.
Right.
And that's what this movie was. It was like the other people were just like on their tail, and every time they found something out, the other people also found it out at the exact same time.
Well, no, the evil people are just following in the footsteps of these guys who are just like way too smart.
Right, exactly.
But who's the real smart one? Because I would just follow these guys because then you could just have it. Because you don't have to do any work.
But it gets old.
Yeah, I mean, I liked his character in this movie. I liked the time jumps. I liked Phoebe Waller-Bridge in this movie. And we'll talk about, like, more of the themes in it, I guess, later. But, like, a major reason, and this movie is flopping right now, it could be the time that it comes out. It could just be that people are so obsessed. It's like the Star Wars thing. People are so obsessed with, like, the nostalgia of Raiders. But if you go back and watch the original, it is schlocky. Like, it's so... Okay, side note. As a kid, I thought Indiana Jones was, like, historically based. Like, I thought that, like, everything that happened was, like, could happen in reality. I did not realize there was, like, fantasy elements.
The Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah, so I went back and I rewatched... Recently, I have watched the third and the first.
Yeah.
The third is my favorite.
The third is really good.
It's so good, with Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so... Because, okay, here's why I like the third one. Because, like, Harrison Ford tends to have this, like, suave, like, witty demeanor that I don't like. But in the third one, he has this humility of having his dad there. And he has to, like, they're constantly trying to, like, one-up each other. And so, in this one, I felt like his age was kind of that he was like, listen, these youngins, it's not my world. I want to leave this world, basically. I really liked Mads Mikkelsen as well. He was great. Yeah,
he really ate up that role.
Yeah. He's such a good villain.
I know. He just, like, took all the opportunity that he had to do it.
This is, like, the darkest Indiana Jones that I've seen this far. I don't think I've seen the second one.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. The villain, Mads Mikkelsen, is basically, like, I want to go back in time because Hitler lost and I could win. Like, Hitler
wants to be a better version of Hitler.
He wants to be a better Hitler. And that's, like, insane to me. That's so dark.
He doesn't want to be better at killing Jews necessarily.
Yes, he does.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
I fell asleep at the end, and I didn't really, like...
Did you not see that one scene when there's, like, a guy that comes in to talk to Mads Mikkelsen?
And he's like, where country are you from?
Yeah, what country, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're so right.
No, he's definitely...
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
It's pretty dark.
It's all Nazis, right? It's all Nazis. The original Indiana Jones was also Nazis.
Yeah, but in a different way. Like, this one... And the synopsis didn't really talk about, like, what actually they're chasing after, but basically they're chasing after this device made by... What's his name? Archimedes, yes. Made by Archimedes. And it's basically a time travel device. Time machine. It's a time
It
machine.
reveals fissures in time. And I saw this with Adelie, and she leaned over to me and she said, "What did he just say?"
What? What do you mean?
Our French friend.
Fissures?
She doesn't
Fissures?
fissures in time, and I was like
Oh, like
cracks in
fissure.
time, and she was like, "What does that mean?" And I was like, "I don't know."
How do you explain that to a
A
French
crack
person?
in time, like.
Explain time travel to a French
No, but
person.
it's not even. It's not clear that it's time travel. It just reveals.
They don't
like,
got time in France, Max.
Yeah.
Paris
city
is the city that never sleeps. Yeah, and I honestly, I thought the time travel in this one, like, it was well thought out. I was a little confused at the end, and we'll probably get to that because there is, like, a major spoiler at the end. I thought this was going to be the last one because Harrison Ford, like, also, this movie had, like, a $300 million budget.
Yeah, it
and I
was
assume
enormous.
a lot of it went to Harrison Ford because he is done. He's donezo with these
Yeah.
movies. But the way that they set it up with, like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge being, like, the daughter of his friend, right? What's his name? Basil?
Yeah.
And so it's the daughter of Basil. Like, they had this joke, or, like, this thing where he called her, like, Wallaby or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't close
Wombat.
that link. Wombat. And they didn't close that link, which makes me think that they're gonna have another Indiana Jones where Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the main person.
That felt like what they were setting it up to be.
And maybe they'll, like, have Indiana Jones, like, in a flashback, or, like, Harrison Ford in a flashback or something. I didn't like her at first because she was very money driven, which is, like, not
It's like the opposite of Indiana Jones.
right. Exactly, it's like a good foil to him. On the one hand, yes, but then also he, like, in all of these movies, he finds a way to just destroy, like, priceless artifacts. Like, in that one scene when they were, like, in that big hall at his university.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my
and
god.
all of the entire things fell down. I was like,
I screamed.
You can't do that. You can't do that. And then they just, like, don't talk about it. I'm like, Jesus, thank God he's retiring.
Does he do that in other movies?
I feel like they break things all the time that are, like, so historical, like, priceless objects. But she came around in the end for me, I think. I think she brings a fresh take to it, because, like... And I liked also that this movie didn't have a love interest, because that is something that I hate about the earlier movies, is that there's always, like, a woman.
Right. You know, like, if you were to make a new Indiana Jones series, what would you want to keep of all of it, you know?
I like the National Treasure aspects, because I'm a big National Treasure stan.
Like the history, like expedition,
history.
like finding something, like a secret.
I'm okay with a witty character if it's, like, not annoying. Like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge did a good job, I think.
She's very smart. She's not cool.
Right, she's not. But, like, I kind of like that. And I think what's also funny is, like, when they went to... Oh, I don't even remember where they were. But, like, with her ex-fiancé or something that she, like, stole money
Oh
from
my
or
god,
something.
that was actually
so
really
funny.
good. It was
It's
so
like the
funny.
one instance of, like, a love interest. And it's, like, the funniest because they're in a car chase with, like, the police, the guys chasing after them, and, like, her ex-fiancé who has been, like, running after her. It's so funny.
I thought that was the period in the film that she actually, like, got the most character development, and I wish there was more of that, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I really, just, like, completely different than what we were talking about, but I
Yeah.
really liked also the period piece-ness of it. Like, it takes place in the 70s, obviously, because he's, like, older.
Or
But it couldn't
60s.
take place now. Yeah, I think it was, like, whenever they went to the moon. So that's 69? Or 68
68,
or
69.
something. And he is, like, so out of place. Like, Indiana Jones is so out of place. He lost... Apparently, now we find out he had a son. I don't know if that was...
No, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Lost his son in the war. And his wife, they were getting a divorce because they couldn't, like, cope with that, which I thought was an interesting thing. He is so out of place with, like, everything going on. And can we talk about the spoiler section?
Yes. Do we have anything else that we, like, want to say before
I would
getting over
say
it?
I would say if you are a fan of Indiana Jones, like mid-tier fan, you'll probably have a lot of fun watching this. If you're a diehard fan, you might not like this because it could feel too pandery. But if you just go in for like a film, you're gonna have a fun time. But if you're like too obsessed with Indiana Jones, which most people who are will not admit it, you probably won't like this because it really did flop. Oh, another thing. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this. So, I was at work today, and this lady and her daughter, who had come in like 3 weeks ago to come see Indiana Jones, they come in again, and because like her daughter was writing an essay. This daughter was like 10 years old, writing an essay
Really?
on the Indiana Jones series.
No
and
way.
she comes up to my register. It was like a huge rush. She comes up to my register and she's like, "You remember me?" And I was like, it took me a second, and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, Indiana Jones. How's the essay going?" And she was like, "I'm still writing it. We're back again to see it again."
Yeah.
And I told her, I told the mom, I was like, I studied film in college, and I had a really fun time, and that's so cool that your daughter is like so involved with that. And I gave her like a pen and everything. I made her fresh mozzarella sticks.
Aww.
But yeah, like they came back today to see it because she was watching the entire series, and then she was taking notes. I gave her a pen to use to like take notes during the movie. So that's a little tidbit from work.
That's so cute. I hope the essay is good.
I know. She said it was like 18 pages. I was
Wow.
like, that's
As a
insane.
10-year-old?
You're like 10 years old.
Yeah. That person's
But she
gonna go
was sweet.
places.
Yeah. Her name was Mackenzie. She was
Aw.
sweet. And the mom was really funny. I told her to get like the Regal app because you get like on Tuesday it's half off. And so I was like, "You got the Regal app?" She's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Great, it's value day. You get half off tickets and like half off popcorn." And I gave her white wine because she always wants white wine. And I was like, "Have a good movie." She was over it. The mom was totally over it. But, her daughter was having a fun time. Anyway, yeah. Go see the movie if you want. It'll probably come out on like Disney Plus soon because
Yeah.
it's like been out for a while.
Go see it if you want something fun.
But we are going to continue talking about it because there is a big spoiler like thing that happens, and this honestly, like, it could make or break the movie for you. For me, it made it.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So when they actually make it back in time.
Oh, go back in time.
And
yeah,
he's apparently, okay, so the Mads Mikkelsen is trying to get back to, like, World War II, basically. And what he doesn't realize is, like, there's, like, a fissure, like, they didn't account for, like, something in the time thing, something. And so they actually go back to the war in, I don't even know where it was, but Archimedes was there.
The Peloponnesian War.
Yes, exactly.
The Siege of Syracuse.
Yes, the Siege of Syracuse. Yes, exactly. And so Indiana Jones is there. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is there. The Nazis are also there. And they come in with their planes.
The Nazi planes.
Nazi plane in Syracuse in, like, something BCE or whatever. The big thing at the end is, like, Indy wants to stay with Archimedes because he's, like, lost he doesn't feel like he's in his own time. He's, like, a man without time. And so it makes sense for him, like, he wants to stay there instead of, like, facing the reality of, like, going back, divorcing his wife, and dealing with his dead son. And, like, for me personally, I thought he should stay. What I actually thought was going to happen was he stays there, helps Archimedes, because Archimedes is in the process of building the whatever stone it's called.
The Dial of Destiny.
The Dial of Destiny. Thank you. The name of the movie. I thought Indiana Jones was gonna stay there with him and help him, like, fix it up and then go back to, like, a different time or whatever.
Like, go back even further.
What actually has to happen is they have to tell Archimedes, okay, you need to make it so that whoever finds this, you need to break it in half after you make it, but whoever finds this, you have to make them come back to this particular point in time, because that's how time travel works. It's like, you went back in time, so it must have already happened, which
Right.
they know it already happened because when they went to the grave, there were propellers on the grave.
Yeah.
So,
And a
there
watch,
you go.
right?
And the watch, exactly. I liked that part. I thought I was screaming in my seat. I was like, well, we saw it in 40X at Regal. It was crazy cool. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones in the theater, too. So it was a really fun experience.
That is fun.
Do you have any more thoughts on Indiana Jones?
I was frustrated by how they felt like they had to call back to the first movie over and over and over again. Like, I think that was sort of like the pitch for this movie was like, what if we just made an Indiana Jones movie that reminded you of the first Indiana Jones movie? Like, all the characters were callbacks.
Yeah, it was there were cameos for sure. And I think those were because it is the last in the series. And they wanted to give fan service to the people who missed them. Secondly, they wanted to bring all those characters back to have this, like, reunion for the last movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is the send-off. This is the big send-off. They gotta have everyone. And, like, honestly, I don't mind. Because I didn't really have, like, a tie-in to those characters in general. Like, I didn't really care about them. You know what I realized, though? The guy with the fez.
Yeah, him.
He's, like, British in real life or Scottish or something.
Okay.
He is also... I knew I recognized him. Because at first I thought it was his dad. And then I was like, no, that is Chris Pine's father in Princess Diaries 2.
Oh my... Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I know you.
Princess Diaries 2.
That used to be my sick day movie. So good.
He's fun to watch in the movie.
Yeah, and then they also had his other friend who ended up dying, actually. Right? I can't remember his name, but it was like... Well, obviously Basil died, but we knew that.
His other friend was a new character, I think. I don't remember him.
It wasn't Antonio Banderas. I don't know. It was someone.
Right. Maybe it wasn't Antonio
Sala
Banderas.
was the guy with the fez. John Rhys Davies.
There was a lot of, like, shuttling you from scene to scene. And not a lot of, like, sitting in a scene and, like, actually developing the...
But they don't have that in the original.
No, I mean, in a way they sort of do. Yeah. I guess you're right. Maybe I don't like the original Indiana Jones movie that much.
I don't remember liking it. And I rewatched it, and I still don't love it. To me, like, if I'm going to suggest one to watch, it's the third one.
Yeah.
Because that one's the most fun.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell, because I don't want it to recreate the first one. You know? I don't...
I don't think it did.
It didn't. No, it definitely didn't.
Yeah, because, like, the characters are... I mean, there's cameos of characters, but the characters, like, within the plot are completely different. There is no love interest for Indiana Jones other than his wife/ex-wife.
Yeah.
Who, like, has a minute of screen time.
Even though she's sort of, like, a big part of the plot.
Yeah. Her essence is. But it's
Yeah.
mainly, like, Indiana Jones not knowing how to deal with his current reality.
Yeah.
You know what scene I really liked? The horse.
Which one?
The horse.
When he got on the
scene.
horse, that was fun.
Not to be a cat, but...
That was really fun. I thought it was cute. It was cute when he rode the horse in the subway.
And for those listening, we will talk about Barbie soon. We are planning on talking about it with our mother. Shout out our mom, whose birthday is on Sunday, July 30th. Wish Joanne a happy birthday. So we will figure out when to talk about Barbie, but with that, do we want to give our ratings for the movie?
Well, I want to ask you one question, which is...
Okay, sure.
Would you watch a Phoebe Waller-Bridge Indiana Jones movie, and would you be excited about it?
Probably not, because I don't like Indiana Jones in general. It's never been one of my, like, franchises that I like. I wasn't even... I mean, the only reason why I went and saw this is because I had watched the third and first recently, and I was like, might as well just see the new one. Because that was at the point of time when there was nothing out, and, like, I wanted to go see a movie, and so I just saw this one.
Yeah.
But I probably would not see... It depends when it comes out. If there's nothing else out, I might see it.
But you would not be excited about it no matter what.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with, like, Mission Impossible right now. It should have gotten so much more revenue, but it came out a week before Barbie and Oppenheimer, and Barbie and Oppenheimer have literally been the craziest week. It's been the craziest week of my life at that job. Like, it's seriously, it's insane. It's, like, packed from dawn till dusk.
Dawn till dusk.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, and at a certain point, I wasn't even going to see Barbie because I was like, all these customers are kind of turning me off seeing it. But then I was like, I came around on it. And I'm glad I did because it was a great movie. And we will talk about that. It's going to be probably our next podcast because I still haven't seen Oppenheimer. And you haven't seen Mission Impossible, and I don't think we're going to talk about that. But that's okay.
I don't think so. I would talk about
it's all
Oppenheimer.
Good. Anyway, do we want to give our ratings?
I would give this movie a 2.5 out of 5. What? You want to express that with your words?
No. Anyway, I gave it a 4. I really liked it.
And
my Letterboxd review was maybe I do like Indiana Jones.
Really?
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. For Raiders, I gave it a 2.5. For The Last Crusade, I gave it a 4.5. So that tells you. And I have yet to see the second one or the fourth one, I believe. I might have seen them like when I was really young, but I don't remember them at all. This ranks second in my ranking of Indiana Joneses.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, there we go. Do we want to move into recommendations?
I'm up for that. I would recommend people go see Oppenheimer.
Bro, now you're going to make me say Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do okay, go ahead.
Wait,
Oppenheimer.
I thought it was... Hold up. Oppenheimer is a very long movie, and it was, for me, like a quite disturbing and moving film.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah. But I think for that reason, it's worth seeing, because there haven't been a lot of, like, moving dramas this year, and this is, like, the first one I can think of in a few months, and worth seeing for that reason.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about both Oppenheimer and Barbie, which are great considering
They're both great.
The amount of marketing and like hype that they got, and that they still got good reviews. That's crazy. You would think a lot of people would go in with like the mindset of like, oh my god, it's like it's gonna be so good, and then they get let down. I know I've talked a lot about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. If you like the series, you're gonna love it. I would recommend you see that, but I'm also just gonna throw in Barbie here just to like get the Barbenheimer in here. It is really good. If you think you're not gonna like it, you might like it actually. And you're thinking it's just gonna be like about a toy. It's so much more than a toy, and not in the way that you're thinking. And I'm not even talking about the political aspects. I'm just saying you're gonna have such a fun time if you go see Barbie.
It's a fun film.
And you're Knuff, so you should go see it and learn how that you can be Knuff.
Yeah.
I'm just Ken. Everywhere else I'd be a 10. I've been singing that ever since I saw it. I've been singing that song. It's so good.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm talking on the podcast about how I'm excited to talk on the podcast about that scene where it's like a white, like just colored
like the
background.
The
ending of American in Paris.
Or no, it's not the ending. It's the cut scene of sound. What do you call it? Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain. Yeah, the cut scene. Yeah,
yes,
it's old Hollywood, old Broadway,
and meets Grease. Like Grease Lightning. Yes.
No, there's a ton of references in that. Like the when they do the rock, paper, scissors thing, that's from the fight scene in West Side Story.
So true.
Right? Like there's all these theater references in that fight scene.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And if you don't like Greta Gerwig, if you're a Lady Bird hater, as I can understand, what I will suggest, that is also Barbie related, is you watch Real Women Have Curves, which is America Ferrera's like 2000s movie, and it's way better than Lady Bird. It's got all the same themes, but like way better. And I think it was honestly the inspiration for Greta Gerwig writing Lady Bird. So there you go. America Ferrera's great. Ryan Gosling's great. Margot Robbie's great. No, I'm recommending a whole bunch of things. I'm recommending you.
You're blowing all your recommendations on.
I'm recommending you don't buy Michelob Ultra. I'm recommending that you get a cat. I'm recommending that you photosynthesize a little bit in the sun and listen to a podcast called Tooth and Claw. I'm recommending that you sleep well, do good work, and keep in touch.